Hey everybody,
hello,
we're live.
We are live. It is November 20th and local time 5 p.m. Eastern time 8 p.m. So welcome to our show, everyone. It is a cruising show, but to introduce ourselves, because some of you might not know who we are, I am Derick.
And I'm Greggory.
And if you forget our names, I'm Little Explorer.
I'm the Explorer.
And we have a special guest tonight, which is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be talking about cruising. So,
well, it's a cruise show.
Believe it or not.
Yes. So we have our special guest here, Robfuz. So if you can let the people know a little bit that might not be aware of you.
And he was first in the chat. He even said first. So
I was here. I was here hours ago. So I did a costume change, just like D&G Explorers. Changed the hats. I wanted to go change my shirt. I was just on Disney Nerd Herder show. Thank you guys so much for having me on Disney Nerd Herders with Steve and Walt from Mouse Talk. And of course, I'm here on D&G Explorers, one of my support channels. You know, I love you guys. You're awesome. I love the channel. What was I doing? I was introducing me. Is that what it was? My name's Robfuz.
What can they expect by watching your channel?
I'm a big Disney guy, and you know, believe it or not, I've been on a few cruises too. So these guys helped me out. I just did 2 cruises over the last year, and I'm here to talk about it. It's a lot of fun. So my channel does Disney stuff. I just do movies, entertainment. These guys are on my channel a lot. I go live. I just got back from Orlando. That was fun. And I don't know. I do Frankie Friday, and I do a show called Pub Talk on Fridays, about 4:30, depends what show it is. And I do a hangout with Robfuz, and I just like to have fun. That's all. So thank you guys for having me on. I was looking back at my videos today, and I was seeing when I was on your channel last, and you guys were on my channel last. I miss you guys. I haven't seen you as much lately, and your last cruise was awesome. I was so excited, and I'm bummed because they were in New York, and I was in, where was I? I was in South America or something. Yeah. So I was so bummed. I wanted to come hang out with you guys in the city.
Time that we're there, so, you're not around.
I know it's my fault. Sorry about that, guys. So hopefully you'll come back to New York.
Oh, we will.
See you guys.
Definitely. So, one of our favorite, probably my favorite port to cruise out of was New York. So definitely going to do that again.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Very really cool. You got your volume on. So you
I turned it down.
You might get feedback on it. So
okay, there we go.
Greg, let's do a quick chat check. Chat check brought to you by More Sunshine, Please.
Or Jim could officially say chat check on the thing, but that's good too.
More Sunshine, Please.
Come up with something good.
Oh gosh,
Jim had this horn yesterday.
More sunshine, please. Let those rainbows go away and bring out the sun. I don't know.
Why would you want the rainbow to go away if the sun
said it?
More sunshine, please.
Okay. We'll just go with it. Sorry, Jim. He failed again. So we have Robfuz, we have Adventures of David and Aaron, Josh Odom, Samantha Lowe, Grace F., the KLAYKOWSKI'S, More Sunshine, Please. Pam's Fam, Donna Jaworski, Kay Atwood. Oh, I missed anybody here. Debbie Emanuel, Kyle's Vlog, and I think I got everybody so far. So thank you for joining us. Oh, my mom just came on.
Did you say Kay Atwood?
I did.
Kyle. Hey guys. Hey Kay. I love our family.
Awesome. Yep, Debbie Emanuel. So we have both cruising family here as well as the Disney family. So welcome everyone. This is exactly what we love. We love to get both of the groups together because it's all about having a good time, and we are explorers. So Kyle, I haven't seen you in a while. So great job. I know you just recently came out with another video to New Orleans that I still have to check that out, but welcome. Good to see you again. And so Greg, so tonight's show, you guys, Rob went on 2 cruises, and they were chartered by the group that does Bon Jovi.
Yeah, 6 Man did it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's the main discussion for tonight, which I've always wondered, what does a chartered cruise look like compared to a non-chartered cruise? We've been on 4 or 5 cruises now. I'm starting to lose count on how many cruises that we've been. And I've always wondered how different of an experience it is. So we got the cards all set up today for.
I love they have questions for me. It's awesome.
Yeah. But
it's the next best thing to Sue Hexbinder.
Yeah, which might make an appearance today.
Oh boy!
But Greg, you said you wanted to introduce some news today.
No, we can wait because it's more Disney related, so that's fine.
Okay.
I don't have
Come
it.
on, I was all excited about your news. I heard about this news. Go for it.
Oh, well, I didn't have it. Well, let me get it really quick.
He's not prepared. That's why.
Right now. Real quick. Where am I at?
I gotta put Kirk on the spot.
That's all right. So it's non-Disney related or non-cruise related, but so at Disneyland, Indiana Jones is gonna be getting kind of like a facelift, along with the Snow White dark ride at Disneyland. So those will be closed down sometime next year. I think they said they're going to redo the bridge inside of Indiana Jones, some rock work, probably some other things. And then I don't know what they're doing on the Snow White ride, but I thought they just refurbished that not too long ago.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it was that long ago.
So that was that. And I just heard, I'll just say it now. I just heard that they're going to do a Zootopia 2 and a Zootopia 3.
Oh, cool.
Within the next coming year. So
I literally watched Zootopia like 2 days ago. I love that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but I liked it. It was kind of like a crime fighting / Disney animal movie type thing. So
it was a really different style for a Disney movie.
I thought it was cool, but
I enjoyed
I'm
it.
looking forward to Zootopia 2 and 3. Apparently the person that said it is in the cast and they weren't supposed to say it, so they took the video down, but the cats are
wait, they took the what down?
There was a video of it, I guess, of the little interview, and they ended up taking it down because he wasn't supposed to say that.
Oopsie.
So I guess, but now we all know.
Zootopia. That's funny, Kyle.
All right, and then we have an announcement. We may as well make that here because it's an upcoming thing for us.
Oh,
it is.
Look, I love it. The countdown is on. 2 days.
Countdown is on. So
I love that thumbnail. Good job, Jim.
I can. Oops, I just deleted it from there.
Uh-oh.
There it is. Add to the screen.
There we go.
I felt. Here we go. So yes, we are doing our first venture with groups. You can see us in here. Jim, who's making this little funny face here, he made this, which is awesome. These are the heads from the Haunted Mansion. And there's me on the far right. There's Greg, Jim. We have Charlie from Disney Nerd Herders. On the left is Ben from
Ben looks really mad about something.
He's mad because he's head bust.
Jim looks like he's thinking really hard, and also Charlie.
Charlie took his head off. I can't see it with this.
We're wondering what he's thinking.
So our this is going to be, for the most part, I think it's going to be a Disney themed show. So that we wanted a place where we could just completely focus on Disney, because we rotate between cruise topics and Disney topics. It doesn't mean that we might do an occasional non-Disney topic, but this Saturday, our first one is going to be The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, which was both short features back in the day. I think it was like 49, but I might be wrong on the date. And we're going to be discussing what we thought about the movie, basically both of the shorts. So that is going to be the topic of the show. So please join us for our first one. It's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time this coming Saturday.
And welcome, Tina, the cruising librarian.
Welcome, Tina.
Everybody else, welcome. I hope we didn't miss any of you.
Yes.
So let's get this cruise talk on.
All right.
So real quick, anyone who came over from my channel, definitely check out D&G Explorers. Amazing channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification button. These guys are awesome. They put on a great show every week. They put out great videos. They're just a lot of fun. They're good friends of mine too. So if you guys definitely subscribe to these guys, they're awesome. And hit that like button.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Your Bon Jovi adventure began in April. And let's see if I'll go ahead and share the screen on this because
well, I gave the websites to Derick, and like I think they changed up the website to show actually what happened. So, but yeah, let's pull it up. That'll be great. Show.
Why don't you share a little bit on how you even got into this with working with Bon Jovi? How did that come about?
Yeah, the cruise is John Bon Jovi. It wasn't just Bon Jovi. So, how do I've been with them 17 years now. I met his mother. I was working at a video store doing weddings, and she came in and she ran his fan club. You know, it was mismanaged Bon Jovi's fan club from the beginning. His mother was disappointed, and she wanted to run it the right way. So she took over, and I met her. She did some fan club trips way back 17 years ago. Just kind of hit it off. I'm a photographer, videographer. I could edit video and everything. And back then, they were looking for someone. So I got hired on the spot. They used to send newsletters out and everything. I did their first website for the fan club, which was kind of cool. And it's been an honor. So, I eventually read to working with Runaway Tours with Bon Jovi. And, we did other artists, Don Henley, Journey, Goo Goo Dolls. We did Joe Walsh. We did Florida Georgia Line. We did Rob Thomas. So it's very cool. It's a very cool honor to work with Runaway Tours. This was Runaway to Paradise. This was in cooperation with Six Man. Like I said, they do all the major. They just did the Kiss cruise. I think they just did the 8th or 9th Kiss cruise. They do a lot of different acts, a lot of different people. They're amazing. They really it was so cool to starting with Runaway Tours. That's like your competition, and it kind of to group up with your competition and do a project together. It was really neat that Runaway Tours and Six Man paired together to do not one but 2 cruises. One was in the Caribbean, and one was in the Mediterranean. So one was in April, and one just passed in. It just happened in August, I guess. I actually went to since I've been to South America. That was September, so in August was the second cruise. So it was funny because I haven't been on a cruise in a long time. In high school, we went on I think I've talked about this on your channel before. In high school, I went on a lousy little cruise, and that was my first cruise. It was like 3 days out of like Baltimore or something like that. It wasn't a great cruise. No offense to Baltimore. And then I did a Costa cruise out of Florida, and that was my second cruise. And then this was my third cruise and fourth cruise. So I was really nervous. I went to Derick and Greggory. They gave me a lot of great tips. I think if you look back on the channel, my channel, your channel, I'm not sure, but I think it was your channel actually. You guys gave me a lot of great tips on cruising and everything like that. So I thank you guys. And they really did help. And I thought of you guys a lot too on the first one, especially because there's a lot of great tips you gave me, especially like navigating and what to do and how to do things and everything. So thanks, D&G Explorers. You guys were awesome. So
you're welcome. Thank you. We also had some other people that just dropped in.
I've been saying hi, but go ahead.
Karen Carter joined us. We also had Dis Our Dream.
Little Zorel.
And I'm not sure if anyone dropped in.
I've heard another one just came in. S. Swan.
Sylvia, welcome. We met Sylvia in New York.
Yeah, that was fun.
She was one of the ladies that was in she was the only lady that was in our vlog in the new Escape videos that we're releasing. I don't know what other ladies were there, but okay. All right, so the 2 ships that you went on, they're on the Norwegian. In fact, I'm going to pull one up right
now. Pull them up. I'm the worst because I forget which one was which. So go ahead, you pull them up.
This is the nice. Jade. Let me see if I can pull it up without messing it up. Okay, cool.
The jewel looks bigger, but it's probably just the angle.
It's the angle, yeah. So as you can see, it was, you might not be able to see it, but it was constructed in 2000.
Well, one was the Pearl, was that it? And the Jade?
Yeah, that was the one that went in Barcelona, or out of Barcelona.
Right.
So this one it's part of the Jewel class. So if you're not familiar with what that means, is they have different ships within a class based on different sizes and some of the amenities or some of the features that they might have on the ship. Both the Jade and the Pearl are part of the Jewel class. Interesting enough, they were both built in 2006 and they were both refurbished in 2017. Let me see if I can jump into the right screen because right below it is the Pearl. So
they didn't refurbish it for 11 years. Wow.
They might have had it before that, but that was just the latest one in it. And as you can see, they're about the same size. So now this is based on double occupancy in a cabin, but the Jade has 2,402 passengers and a crew of 1,037. The Pearl has an occupancy of 2,354, and they have a little bit more crew. 1,099 is their crew. So those are the two ships that we're talking about. Definitely not some of the bigger Norwegian ships. We've only sailed on the Breakaway Plus, which was the Escape and the Bliss. And then our next NCL cruise is going to be on the Encore, but that's not until 2021. So it's a little bit different experience because it is smaller.
And that just had it's Moyden. It's me. You're doing it to me now. I'm mixing up words together. I got Moyden.
They're Moyden.
Voyage. Not too long ago, didn't they?
Dilly.
Transatlantic crossing with Taser Travel were on that Atlantic crossing.
Yeah. Didn't they say that they would never do that again? Or was it somebody else?
They said they probably wouldn't do it again based on the time of the year because they
Yeah.
went in early November and the seas were rough.
Oh, I wouldn't want to imagine that.
Yeah.
Stuff being thrown all over the place.
I don't think it was that rough, but they said on the microphone on the PA, they said it was registered that the waves were 46 feet. So that's a pretty
That's
a
when
pretty
you
rocky.
stay in your room and hold on to something really tight.
Yeah. But we're not looking at the downside of cruising because obviously
Well, that might
they're
be a little
built.
fun as long as it was safe.
Yeah, get your surfboard out.
Oh,
Start riding it.
yeah. I would
Only
be
you would think that was fun.
Yeah, when I go on it, I'm on Dramamine. I'm on with my C bands. I've never had an issue since my very first
You
cruise.
should try it without the Dramamine and the C-bands to see if the C-bands
I'm
really
not.
work or if it's just a psychological thing.
It works doing both, so I'm going to do it. Because the first cruise I went on, I was sick after 30 minutes after the ship sailed.
With the C-bands on?
I hadn't have anything. I forgot to take my pills, and I didn't even know about C-bands then. We're talking about 1993. I don't even know if they existed back then. And about 30 minutes later, I was throwing up all night. In fact, it was so bad, I probably threw up like maybe 20 times that I started getting like strands of blood coming out. Yeah, it was bad.
Okay.
I mean, nothing was there. It was
Well, I'm glad. We're all glad that you're better.
So since
now,
then, I will
then.
never mess around and not.
You're grossing out, Rob.
Yeah, that was a
So-
You did give me the tip, and I did both of those things as well. So on both,
Exactly.
I didn't do it. I don't think I did it on the second cruise, but I did it on the first cruise. So
Debbie Emmanuel's asking, can I ask a question? So did Johnny Bon actually stay on the cruise ship in the Bahamas? I saw the Bon Jovi cruise announcements and figured he would be staying on the trans voyage, but not Bahamas. You have an answer for that?
yeah, of course. Yeah, he didn't stay on the ship. You know, part of that was the deal right off the bat. You know, we left Florida, we went to the Bahamas. He met us in the Bahamas. We picked him up. We went out. He did the first night show on the deck. That was really cool. Everyone was out on the deck, and he did the acoustic show. And then and then we kind of dropped him off. And then the second day we picked him up again and he did the thing. But you know, it was fine. You know, my job on the cruise is to take pictures with everyone. So not everyone got a picture. First cruise was 1,300 people got a picture with John, which was kind of cool. They split it up over 2 days, and then the second cruise, it was about the same thing. So it was about 12 and change. So, and that's my job. I take pictures of John and people on the cruise. So it was really cool though. But yeah, that didn't, you know, he's not going to be walking around and doing stuff anyway. So you do get to, you know, meet him and take a picture with him and everything. So
Like, hi, how you doing? As if he was doing that.
yeah, he's cool. He's a great guy. So I've known him forever, and I've been doing a lot of stuff with his foundation lately. So the John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation, they have a kitchen over in Red Bank and in Toms River, New Jersey, and I've been doing a lot of stuff with them. So props out to them. He doesn't have to do that stuff. I've seen him wash dishes in the back and everything. So he's very humble. He's just a great guy. He really is a music icon. You know, not to toot our own horn or anything or his horn. So, but he just puts on a great show. He's just great. He's a huge follower. We're doing a thing in Vegas. It's sold out. It's in January, third week of January. We're doing this. I've never been here, Caesars, and we're doing a bunch of different stuff over there. So it is sold out though. Runawaytours.com is the website if you guys want to see other stuff we're doing. But yeah, it was cool.
So you had, let's talk about your travel and boarding experience.
Yeah.
You had two completely different experiences. And in fact, one, you live on the East Coast in the New York area. So you had to fly to Miami for one. Then you had to fly. Did you actually fly into Barcelona on the other?
I did, yeah.
So
I had something that I had to do something or something. So literally, I probably did the worst thing you would ever do. I literally flew day of the sailing. So, but it worked out good. I actually landed 45 minutes early by miracle. I don't know why. And I was actually on the boat at 12:30, which was great. So, hey, cargo, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, so yeah, it was just, what was the question? But yeah, but for Barcelona, I did go 2 days earlier, and it was not his thing. And Derick helped me out a lot, and Gregory, and the first time I was very confused. It was very confusing. I got on the ship with Collective Soul was there, Tonic was there, some other bands with John Bon Jovi, and I actually entered with Collective Soul. I was in the elevator with them, which is kind of cool and everything. So they're a good band. I really like them. So it was cool to see those guys. And
we have actually one of the things I pulled up was the schedule from both cruises to kind of see what the itinerary looked like and things that were planned, because I think that's interesting. What you did, and I guess maybe it's a different mentality from coming from the West Coast, because we've only traveled on a cruise on the East Coast. So you traveled the morning of, and they always recommend traveling,
which is not a good thing. Well, especially with you guys, you have stories about that. So
yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen.
I'm glad you guys did.
Yeah, we would have had, if we would have done a red eye,
we wouldn't have made it.
Flight. Yeah, we would have had trouble joining it on the Bliss. But no nerves. I mean, it was really smooth because you said you had priority boarding, so you kind of bypassed everything, right?
I didn't even. I had I had artist boarding. You don't get better at a backstage pass with artist board, not to brag or anything, but yeah, that made it real easy. So like I said, I literally went on the cruise with Collective Soul and everything, so that was kind of cool. And then the second trip, I boarded with Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls. He was just right next to us too. We did an event with him. Such a great guy. I love the Goo Goo Dolls too. So I was actually really giddy because Tonic's one of my favorite bands on the first cruise. And the Goo Goo Dolls are one of my favorite bands too on the second cruise. So I love John, I love Bon Jovi, but I've seen him 400 times. So, so after 400 times, it gets a little old. But when you see your favorite bands on there, it was just so much fun. So I walked right up front. I was front row for Tonic. I was front row for Johnny Resnick. I was front row for Collective Soul. So it was a cool experience. So I was spoiled with my artist badge, but
no worries, Cargo. Greg's mom made a comment. She's in chat, as Greg said, about someone who had fallen for stories on the Carnival ship. I didn't hear about that. I hope everything was right.
I thought I saw something on Facebook about somebody falling or missing or something. I just hope everybody's okay.
It does happen. It's kind of funny. Before, when we went back to cruising, because again, it was from '93, and then 2016 was the next cruise that I went on, that Greg and I both went on. That was one of my concerns because I'm afraid of sharks, and I figured I'd end up in the water getting eaten by a shark. So I was a little leery of, do those happen? And I think it's there might be an occasional mishap, but for the most part, a lot of that is all done from the people themselves, because it's incredibly hard to fall overboard. So I know there's a lot of that in the news, but people who might be a little bit leery about going on a cruise for fear of falling over, then I wouldn't worry about that a whole lot. Yes, welcome Mike Wheeler, Kelly Haston, who was recently on the Bliss, the ship that we went on last December. I hope that was a great time for you, Kelly, because we had an awesome time on our cruise. I'm going to share the screen again on...
some people have heard about it. Jim read about it. Adventures of David and Aaron heard about it.
Really?
Wow.
I'll have to check into that. All right, so we're gonna pull
I've watched your channel all the time. I've never heard about waves, and I never heard about people falling off the boat. So you saved it for my stream.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that
I'm just kidding.
Well, we try to keep it
positive.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I mean, no, it's okay. I know that it happens, and it shouldn't happen. I mean, if everybody follows the rules and does what they're supposed to do, and they don't do what they're not supposed to do, then I think everybody would be safe. So
yeah,
correct.
I think.
All right. So this was the cruise that you went on in April.
Yeah. To the Bahamas.
So
yeah.
tell you a little bit about it. Going to both the Caribbean and Mediterranean.
Yeah.
So this is some of the things they offered.
It's kind of like a look back kind of. I pulled up the schedule. The very cool thing about it, and we've been wanting to do this for years. Kind of like a Bon Jovi / John Bon Jovi, kind of like a 360 experience. Kind of, we always wanted to do like kind of like a convention kind of, and this really was the closest thing I think we'll ever get to what we did. So there was the band Collective Soul Tonic, Betsy's Gold, one of my friends. Her band played there. She's incredible. Tribute band Slippery and Wet. Some smaller bands, Tempt, my friend DJ Dave, who DJs a lot of our events. Brett Wisconsin, who's really cool. Matt Brown, Waylon, a lot of Shut Up and Dance is a headphone party. You guys know about that stuff, like a silent disco. That was pretty much. It says more to be announced, but that was pretty much the lineup. So that was just really good. That's the good thing about these cruises. Our cruise had that lineup. These, if you look at other stuff with if there it is, the JBJ 360 experience, like I was talking about. If you and of course they had to. Hampton Water is. If go back to that a second, Derek.
Sorry.
I was showing you guys. Hampton Water is his son has a wine out. It's called Hampton Water. So they had wine tastings, and can you pull that back up again? That screen.
Great.
I was going through the stuff there. I was thinking, the Hampton Water, he has the wine. So they had wine tastings. His son, Jesse, was on board. It was really cool. I actually got to see. I didn't get to see it the first time. I got to see it the second cruise. But Hampton Water, they had 6 different wines. They had like a cheese and wine party and everything. And you got to learn about wine and got to drink Hampton Water, of course. JBJ Soul Foundation, John's foundation for he does a lot of stuff for charity. He builds houses. He does a lot of stuff. Jeff, I do the website for the Soul Kitchen now, and the JBJ Foundation. I'm doing their websites for them, so it's a lot of fun working with them and doing like video and events with them. So that was what that was. They had like I was saying, the kitchens in New Jersey. There's 2 of them. There's one going up. There's another one coming soon, and they had. One of the restaurants was a takeover, and the John Bon Jovi Soul Kitchen was on the cruise. So you would go and you would pay for the dinner, but all the proceeds went to the JBJ Soul Kitchen. David, how's it going? It all went to the JBJ Soul Kitchen. So that's really cool that they had that there. And that was sold out the entire time. Heart and Dagger is a brand of his clothing. They had a special pop-up shop with all the different clothing he has and everything. There's a lot of exclusive stuff just for the cruise. So that was really cool that they did that. And then the JBJ Gallery was, like I said, it was a traveling museum. They had like so many cool things, like the New Jersey guitar, his jacket from the Moscow Peace Festival. That was pretty neat. Like the actual items we shipped, it was a real pain in the neck to get them out there, but gold records, photos, albums, like there was all kind of displays of his different things from movies. He was in a movie U571. It was a submarine movie. There was different stuff there. A couple people in the chat actually were on the cruise. So I saw Grace was there. She was on both cruises. Grace, if I'm missing anything, pop it in the chat there. I didn't see anyone else who was on there, but yeah, it was just a great experience, like to do all that kind of stuff. And that was spread out throughout the boat. So,
well,
sorry about
thank you for going through that, and now we know what time it is because the alarm went off.
That could only mean one thing. It is time for our Spotlight Channel.
Spotlight Channel.
Woohoo!
So the Spotlight Channel for this week. Well, first of all, Greg, what do we normally do during this
I've
time?
been the Spotlight Channel. Thank you guys for spotlighting my channel. So I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So at this time, everybody that's creators, please put in that you're a creator, share each other's content, check each other's channels out, support each other. That's what we're all about. Who's our Spotlight Channel?
Well, we also had some more people jump in. Brandy and Dave, they are part of also, in addition to their own channel, they are part of the Dis and That crew, which are going to be coming on tonight.
Taser Travel.
Taser Travel. We were just talking about you.
Disney Nerd Herders. Cargo came on earlier. Kelly Haston. I don't know if we said earlier.
She has a headache. So
Fisher
sorry to
Fun
hear that.
Ventures. Oh yeah, I hope you feel better. Hey, there's Pepper Tree Villa.
All right. So our Spotlight channel of the week are actually also on at 9 p.m. on Eastern time. So they follow
Anastasia Durr, welcome.
us. Let's bring them on. It is the KLAYKOWSKI'S. So those of you Disney channels who might not be aware of this channel, they are a very quick growing company. I would say John KLAYKOWSKI is slightly crazy.
Huh?
He's awesome. He's a very fun individual. He's part of right now I'm doing a fantasy football league from Sharon at Sea, the SAS league, and he's one of the teams that are in it in addition to us. But so we get a chance to discuss
Crazy in a good way.
Crazy in a good way. He's a really fun guy. He's a musician. So he's got that outgoing personality.
I felt like I needed to clarify that a little bit.
Their live shows are so engaging, and some of the things they do for like the interaction and the stuff they put up there, it's a really fun show. It's called The Ship Show. They also have, in addition to John, York Ragsdale is a part of that. But they are a good cruising group to enjoy. And also the videos. I was just watching one of their most recent ones. I don't know if it's their newest one. It premiered just a few days ago, though. And just some of the stuff he throws into the video, the editing process is really good. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out the KLAYKOWSKI'S, definitely do it. And they are well known for, as we say, dilly dilly. Their catch thing is a cock. That's why there's.
Is that your chicken?
Yeah, that's why there's. Yeah, there you go.
Guys, there's regulations now. Be careful what you say. All right?
You did a really good job with that. Well, they I almost stopped sharing the screen, the stream. Boy, I know one of these days I'm gonna stop the stream during the middle of it. So that is our Spotlight channel of
That's
the week.
already did that.
I just subscribed, by the way, so they got
Awesome.
another subscriber.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff.
You did do that last time. You stopped it, I thought, at one point, and then you started up again real quick or something.
I'm not sure. I do so many things during the live show. Our moderators that are here, please definitely thank you for all your help, first of all, and welcoming people in, keeping out for the chat that goes into it.
You're welcome. I'm a mod too, so.
Yes, Rob is a mod. But you guys, if looking for great content, definitely check those channels out. Taser Travel. If you guys are interested on what the Norwegian Encore looks like, they are releasing the trip. They had like a long trip because they spent at the beginning of it. They went to different places in Europe before they went on to the cruise. But they also another channel that has great editing on it. So check their channel out if you guys haven't, and you'll find some really good content on that. So the other thing, Rob, I apparently everyone is Jim because I want to call everyone Jim.
Call me Jim. You can call me Al too. Never mind. That's a bad joke.
So we're gonna look at next what the itinerary looks like on the cruise. So let me bring that.
Yeah.
Which cruise?
Schedule, the Caribbean one.
I could do the first one too. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It opened up, the smaller bands were playing. Hampton, I have that same thing up here too. Hampton Water was the first thing they did. Tonic and Collective Soul played the first night. But there's always and John's band is called the Kings of Suburbia. So they played the pool deck has the entire ship. The Stardust Lounge has half the ship. So say it could hold 1,000 people. So if they ever did any events, they would have to do it in 2 different shifts if they want to have everyone on the ship. So the Kings of Suburbia is John's backing band. So it's John Bon Jovi and the Kings of Suburbia. So
okay,
if you see that, and then just all night up until like 2 a.m, the silent DJ party. They have 3 DJs going at once. And is that a known thing on cruises where they do that with the silent DJs?
No, they do them on certain ones. They
haven't done it on Disco yet.
They didn't have it on the Escape, and we missed it on the Bliss. So I think it depends which one you're.
So much fun, yeah. And they do that, and my friend DJ Dave, they played all Bon Jovi. The whole thing was Bon Jovi. It was just crazy. That was the first day. Second day was the main event. John did the acoustic show the first time. Q&A and storyteller. People got to ask him questions. He did it on the main deck. And it was just beautiful. And I'm just trying to think. The first day, you go out to. I did an excursion out to the Bahamas. I went to the beach and hung out, and then we came back. I went to work, so JBJ Q&A storyteller set it was great. And then they did the photos of the first night, of half the ship, and the second night, the second half of the ship. So not, like I said, not everyone got it, but
all right. It looks like it says on here JBJ stage and photo op props 7 to 10. Did it last longer than that?
What is that? That is something different. That was They had different props and like drums and mics and everything, and they took like you pretending you were on like stage with John or something like that. So mine was just an hour. That was it. So half the people were taking photos the first night, half the second night, and that's the way we do it. It's not a meet and greet; it is a photo. So,
and it looks like they have the merchandise for that specific cruise. It was sold in the library, which is kind of unique.
Yeah. They set up. It was pretty much a ship takeover. Like the upper deck. Only kind of a negative thing is that they have to take the pool out, kind of the main pool. The smaller pool was there. But the main pool, that's where the show is, and there's just like a slide, I think, and they take the slide out. So that's where they set up the stage, right on the pool, and then the slide. That's how they can accommodate 2,000 people watching a show. So they do the takeover. All the like I saw earlier too. Someone was saying, or Grace was saying, that they do a bunch of different artists. So they'll do like 10 of these cruises in a row, back to back. Not 10, but they'll do multi cruises. 5, 6 multi cruises, different artists, different cruises out, and they use the same ships. That 6-man uses the same ships and Norwegian ships. So, with Shut Up and Dance, or 3 DJs playing different music at the same time. Thanks, Grace, as she put it in the comments there. So you have your headsets. One person's playing Bon Jovi, one person's playing disco, one person's playing like rap or something like that. So with the silent disco, the Shut Up and Dance, there's like a little switch on your headsets, and you could switch, and like. That's red, green, and blue. So whoever's having red in their headsets, they're listening to say Bon Jovi, and they're singing along, and you can't hear the music and everything. So you hear a lot of bad singers singing all at once. So it's kind of funny though. So, yeah.
That'd be fun to watch.
It's really funny. Yeah, I have some videos on my channel too. If you guys want to go over to Robfuz, I posted a link there, and I'm sure the guys have it below there. I posted about 5 videos so far. I still have 1 or 2 more. I know it's been a long time, but I still have some more vlogs on there. Not much John in there, but all the other experiences of the ship is on there for mine. So
yeah, I would imagine you have to be a little bit careful of what you share with.
Yeah, I signed confident and non-disclosure agreements, whatever they call them. So, so I can't really produce some of the stuff I show. So
some of the things that I noticed here, like on Saturday, they still have some functions that you would normally see on a cruise. It says like yoga. Bingo cards on sale, brunch and bingo, NCL art auction. There's always an art auction on the show.
Right.
There was a
photo galleries too.
NCL magician. So there's it's still other activities that you would see on a ship, and then there's dance all day, which you actually were able to get off the ship.
Yeah, I did an excursion. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it looks like Bon Jovi's first performance was in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that they're both were in the Bahamas, so in the port there. First night was acoustic. The second night, I think you're on the second night with the Kings of Suburbia. That was all out rock show. Bon Jovi songs, they actually do some covers. They have a horn section. It's just a lot of fun. It's a fun kind of, like you're going to a bar in the Jersey Shore, kind of like that kind of vibe. So they also were showing they also showed movies on board. John's movies he was in. They showed concert movies and everything. I have it pulled up here too, so I'm looking. John's brother, Matt Bon Jovi, my boss, and John's like his audio engineer. They spoke on both the cruises. Matt is so funny. It was such a good time. I love working for the guy because he tells the best stories. Like and like I've been 17 years. I've been friendly with them. So the money activities, but. I've been with the guy for like 17 years, one of my best friends, and just hearing his stories and everything, he'll just pull out a story out of nowhere, and you're just like, wow, like he's been around the world. I've been lucky. I've been around the world with Bon Jovi over the years, so just so much fun. So He did a thing, and then David Bergman, one of Bon Jovi's photographers, he went on the road for 2 or 3 tours. Good friend of mine too. He did like a PowerPoint presentation with all his photos and all his stories and everything. I've seen it a few times. He's done a couple of our trips and everything, but in the main theater, Matt and Obi did the speech, and then David Bergman showed his thing too. So it was just so much fun. It was just really good. And then the second night was the photo. So once that's over with, I'm so happy. So, and they had a white party. You had to wear white one night. Another night they had an 80s party, which was really fun. So, and basically both crews were kind of mirrored each other's. So, I'm sorry, as Swan didn't explain it. If you guys have any questions, post them in the link there. I could answer questions. I know Grace was on the cruise too. Like I said, she was on both. For concerts, yeah, that's cool. It's a good point. So picked up John and she was yeah. It was kind of cool. It's funny because you're seeing John on the ship, and one of the nights the sun was blasting at the audience and everything. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. So like, it's just like you're blinded by the light. So what does the captain do? He turns the ship around so the sun's not in the way. So it was really cool. So, and then, they were playing when it was the sunset was happening. So you see the sunset going down in the distance there. That was really cool too. So just to see, John Bon Jovi on the cruise with the sunset and everything. It was just so neat. It was really neat. So yeah, it was fun. Oh, I don't have to ever do it again. Hope they do it again. We do other experiences. So.
In the future plans, but so far not yet.
80s theme night sounds fun.
Yeah, 80s theme night was a lot of fun. So I'm just trying to think the last day. John's band worked hard because they played with him, and then they did a couple different things on there. They did an acoustic set. There was just a lot going on. So you want to pull it over to the one from Spain?
Yeah, let's
try to think that was
that right now. Oops, went the wrong way.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. It's runawaytoparadise.com if you guys want to look at it. If you want to see, the archive, you could switch to the Caribbean one. You could switch to the Mediterranean. And Six Man is the company if you want to check out their site for other stuff. And then runawaytours.com is our website that we do a bunch of different things. This was really cool. The second upper right, see, it says switch to Mediterranean. You could hit that, Derek, the yellow box in the upper right. There it is. Yeah, that switches over to the other cruise.
Okay.
So the good thing about this is D&G Explorers taught me well. I did pretty good on the cruise, but of course I taught myself really well. And the second ship was what do they call it, Derek? The brother sister? What are they?
Yeah, a sister ship.
The sister ship. So it pretty much was identical. It was weird. I think the second ship had a bowling alley, which the other one didn't. And then the second ship didn't have like one of the lounges, which was I actually liked the lounge on the first one. So I was a little bummed that wasn't on there, but they were pretty much identical. And it was funny. I came on, like I said, Johnny Resnick was there. It was pretty cool to see him coming up into the boat with them. And it was, I like both of them equally. I really liked oh cool, Taser. Oh cool. I love Bon Jovi ears. Yeah, welcome. You should definitely check out Runaway Tours. Maybe you do one of our trips in the future. I think I like the Bahamas, day cruise better, but Barcelona they were both equally as great. They were both cool. It was good to know it was good to know the ship when I got on. So I was like pretty much a pro, getting on. So I wasn't as lost as I was. So I'm looking at the lineup the second time. For some reason, I'm still on the Bahamas one there.
Let me switch back over. I keep switching so I can see the chat. So
yeah, Grace Potter, she was really good. Betsy's Gold was back again, and Slippery and Wet was back again. They were a cover band. Johnny Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls. It wasn't both the guys. He is amazing. He just came out. He played first night. He played acoustic. Incredible guitar player. He has an incredible voice. Of course, John's incredible, and his bands, they're just incredible. It was so much fun. There it is, Johnny Resnick. I love the way he plays acoustic guitar and everything. So good. And so yeah, and there's more European acts on this. Like Antonio Rivas was Spanish speaking. I didn't get to see all the bands. Stuart Mack was really cool. Of course, Shut Up and Dance and DJ Dave was there again. And it was pretty much the same as the first cruise. Matt Bon Jovi and Obi O'Brien, the sound guy, did another talk, and David Bergman did another photo thing. It was just so much fun. It was really good. I definitely recommend, if they ever do it again, I definitely recommend Runaway Tours. They're so unique. They're so much fun. I'm trying to think. Derick, any other questions you guys have on those cue cards? I love those cue cards.
All right, let's see. Well, I know, I believe it's Danny from Two Real Geeks. He asked how he can,
I told him.
oh, okay.
I said Instagram or Facebook Messenger.
Facebook or even Twitter, whatever is easier for you. All right, so let's kind of look at this. What, as I'm still on this page, what was your favorite? What was a better port to leave out of? Miami, which was my favorite until we sailed out of New York, or sailing out of Barcelona, which was
Miami was much better. So
really.
Yeah, the one in Spain was like the one in Miami. You're in Miami, you know what I mean, and you see the palm trees, and the one in Spain, it was just kind of just their port. That was really it. It was like, you're next to like more business kind of stuff there. There was a couple boats there. I think there was 3, but the one in Miami, I think there was like 10 boats or something. I just really like the Miami one better. So that was just my preference, though. So.
Definitely. What? I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick. Wait,
sorry. You can put us on the side if you want. Just scroll through and see some stuff. I worked for Tazar's asking if I work for Runaway Tours. That's who kind of co-did it with Six Man, and I was in charge of doing the photos of everyone with John. So I've been doing that I've done about I don't even remember. I'd guess probably I've done this about 50 times with John and doing guests. And the only way to get a photo with John Bon Jovi, because we do Bon Jovi, we do like the 3 guys and on different trips. That's what's cool about Runaway Tours. So can I talk about Runaway Tours a little bit real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we do different things. We go see Bon Jovi at like an arena, a stadium, and you can do like a Q&A with Bon Jovi, and then you go see a big show. We'd also do stuff where artists do like an acoustic set, a Q&A, kind of unplugged storyteller kind of thing. That's more intimate. That's, a couple hundred people in a small intimate area, or as opposed to an arena or stadium. And that's just a lot of fun too, to see the acoustic show and everything. I brought my brother once or twice, and he's like, oh my God, it's great seeing him in an arena, but seeing him in this small intimate thing, it's like such an honor to see them in that stuff, And then, like we said, we do like John with Kings of Suburbia, John acoustic, John with Kings of Suburbia. There's all different variations on what you get to see with the trips, and with the other artists too. We did Don Henley acoustic. He was in the Dallas area, and he did an acoustic show. And then he turned 70. He played an arena, so we went and we saw him do an arena, and then he did a Q&A and everything. So it's cool to do all these icons, we work with in the music business and everything. So yeah, I didn't organize the cruise. I used to do more of the organization with Runaway Tours. Now I'm just more of the media guy, just doing the photos and everything. So it's just a lot of fun. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You've kind of answered this before, but for people wondering about the Bon Jovi experience, since it is listed as a John Bon Jovi cruise, what can they expect in terms of like actual time interacting and seeing John Jovi on a 4-night cruise?
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, like I said, they came out. He did, like a 2-hour acoustic show. Took questions with the audience and everything. Really cool, really obscure things. Unfortunately, in Barcelona, there was a lightning storm the day of the acoustic show. So, they made a call. If they didn't make the call, then it would have poured into lightning. Lightning is just a bad risk, So it never rains or lightning in where we were in Madera. I think I said it right. But so he did 2 acoustic shows on the Barcelona one in the theater. Like I said, you have to split it because you can't fit everyone in the theater at the same time. So you get that. You get the photo op with him. It is a photo op. It's not a meet and greet. And then, like I said, you have that whole experience. His clothing, his sound guy, his brother, his wine, his restaurant. Everything was, it was, you were surrounded. The DJs played music throughout the ship. They played music too. Their photographer, Will is amazing too. He takes pictures, and they had a video crew too. So the entire time, it's a total immersive experience. You're taking pictures and everything, and you go back to your room and you see the pictures on the screen and everything, and the videos. They have really talented people working for them. So much fun. So that's what it is. You get the 2 shows, you get the pictures, but you're, like I said, you're immersed in the JBJ 360 experience, and that's what they were going for, and they pulled it off. So
it's awesome.
That's cool.
Cool, I'm not sure if you're going live tonight, but you've been going live a lot at 9 p.m. So there's another channel that you guys can definitely check out. Wednesday nights are now a busy night with Disney Nerd Herders kicking it off at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then also joining us right now is Florida Fanatics. Welcome, guys.
Hey, guys.
Come on.
Been enjoying their EDM music ones. They've been releasing them from Orlando, and that set was amazing. The way that woman's face, or whatever kind of face it was on there. So definitely they wanted us to go to Las Vegas to an EDM concert over there at the Raceway. So that would be a fun, a fun night. So another thing, Rob, then what would you do knowing now? Is there anything you wish you would have done differently for this cruise?
You guys told me just to prepare more, and I wish I prepared more, just kind of with the reservations and knowing the ship better. And I did know it better the second time, but just prepare more, just kind of make my plans. You guys have the binders and all that stuff. So I don't think I would go that extreme, but
you mean the Zuhack binder?
Oh my God.
There it is. Of course I was working. So, I was going for a little pleasure, but I was working, 100%. It was a working cruise. So, I had to work. So, but my job mainly on this one was just to do photos. So that's it. So
that actually is pretty cool, because then you can at least get a chance to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Part of, if you're working through the cruise, you're not going to have that same experience. And I know what you mean, like being on a ship and seeing Bon Jovi perform. It's like when we were sailing out of New York and you're looking around and you're seeing the Statue of Liberty, you're seeing these other, like the Empire State Building, and you're like, wow, this is
Freedom Tower.
It's just amazing.
The whole city
experience.
basically.
Yeah, like when we were on the go-karts on the Bliss, we're driving around and like thinking we're out in the ocean, there's nothing around us, and we're on go-karts. So it's those kind of unique feelings that on a cruise, and I can only imagine, one of your favorite bands, if you're watching them in that setting, that would be really, really cool. Anything else that you want to add about the cruise?
It was a great experience. I think everyone was really happy. I think it might have been a once in a lifetime thing. And I think they're talking about other experiences down the line, like more unique. We've done a lot. We've been to the Bahamas before. We've been around the world: Australia, Japan, Europe, Bahamas. We did the Hard Rock down in Mexico. So we've been to a lot of cool. And those are usually the funnest trips, the different exotic places. So that's really it. I just think it was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was missing. So I think I was a little nervous because it was April and August. So, but I just remember, hey Ben, what's going on?
Ben.
I remember. I did remember. People are too interested. Grace is saying people didn't eat that much; they were too busy. So yeah, I didn't actually eat that much either. So the people were very intense, very into the music. That was really cool. That was another thing I wish there you go. There's another thing I wish I got to see more of the bands. Again, I was working, but all these little bands were really cool. They all played like 3 times each, pretty much. And it's nonstop music throughout the day, so that was really cool too. I thought it was a neat experience. So.
When in fact that if the capacity double occupancy is 2,400 and there's 1,400 people on it, that's a very small amount of people on the ship.
They were sold out to capacity, both cruises. So yeah, I'm just saying. Those are the amount of people that got photos. So a lot of people didn't get a photo. That's what I'm saying. So no, they sold out the cruise, whatever the capacity was. It was sold out to capacity. So I was saying that's, not everyone got a photo. That's why. That's the amount of people that got the photos. So you had to kind of pay for that little bit higher of a package to get the photo. Yeah. Or if you were the first X amount of people that sign up, they got it. So
Soulful Music
Thank
100.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
thanks for joining us. We have, as we are
a
in,
little trip of our own coming
yeah,
up.
we are been in. Let's add us back to the stream as we heavy preparation for our next adventure, which is going to be a Star Wars cruise on a Disney ship, the Fantasy, and that's
Dun, 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 dun.
February 1st, and that's the day we leave, the day before the Super Bowl. So we're excited about that. And we talk about
regardless of who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
The Bills will be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we wish.
What's their record?
They're 7-3 right now.
It's not bad.
They're not bad, but they're not quite Super Bowl ready.
And look, it's almost completely empty.
Well, that's from D23. That's when I made the itinerary for it, the D23 in last summer.
So it is completely empty. Lots of space left.
Yeah, and I felt like I failed in planning because November 3rd was when the window was open to book. And I didn't remember until the 5th to check in. So we did it, and when you check in on a Disney cruise, it's less than 120 days. But when the window opened up for everyone, we were behind the ball, and then we booked some of excursions because I wanted to see I think it's the Chichen Itza is how it's pronounced, the Mayan pyramids. So we're doing that, and then we booked a dolphin experience, but we forgot about the restaurants until a week later, which is completely not like me.
This cruise coming up?
This cruise coming up.
Yeah.
So because Disney only has 2 restaurants that you can make an additional reservation for, unlike Norwegian, which has seems like 20 different restaurants, and not that much, but there's a lot more restaurants you can book. And we were trying to make it work for us. We actually did get reservations at each of them, but they're kind of reversed on how we wanted to do it. So one of them we wanted to do brunch.
One dinner wasn't really much of food at all. So
yeah, they have a fancy restaurant which is $120 that you have to wear a jacket with the tie.
It's the Remy's restaurant from Ratatouille.
And it's the food that when you look at the plate, you have a big plate and
it's like, where's the food?
It's like this big. And that was $120. We ended up doing that for lunch. The brunch,
but that one has a set menu for that one. So hopefully it's like a bigger portion.
But still, that one was $75. So that's still pretty hefty for a lunch. The other restaurant is Palo, and Palo restaurants are on all the Disney ships.
One's nice.
That one's only $40 additional.
Hopefully I get to actually taste the food this time. Last time I was sick, so I had all this nice looking food, but I couldn't taste it.
Yes. Oh, cool. Taser Travel are going to Disney World next week. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
And then we also have Rachel. Robfuz, the biggest fan, is on there.
Rachel.
And they have a Christmas party going on at Walt Disney World, so that'd be fun to go to.
That's right.
We've been to that one time, and it was still really warm during the time we went. Didn't feel like Christmas.
One last time, you guys, as we're getting pretty close to wrapping it up, but we want to again announce that we have a special show coming up this Friday, a new project. I'm going to share the screen again with it, but it is a project with Jim from More Sunshine Plays. We have Disney Nerd Herders, and we also have Charlie from Disney Nerd Herders, and we also have Ben from Puppetry Villa. We are called the Five Foolish.
When is the show?
What's that?
When is the show on? Sorry,
this Saturday, the 23rd.
I thought you said Friday, so okay, Saturday. Good.
I might have. I'm sorry.
Saturday.
Sorry to interrupt. Good.
No, you're good. 5 p.m. Eastern on that, so it's a little bit earlier.
It's only like 2 Saturdays out of the month. We don't we'll switch the dates and stuff, of course, but it'll only be about 2 Saturdays each month that we'll be doing this show.
Yeah, and we talked about maybe every 3 weeks, so we're not
or even one a month.
It basically would equate to one a month, but it's just something extra fun that we want to do. I don't think we really have the time to do anything like on a weekly basis, just because of how much we put in to this channel.
It's a Saturday, and people want to have time with their families and friends, so we understand that.
So that is our latest project. We are still releasing our videos on the Norwegian escape. We are getting ready for Portland. I will be honest though, there's so much been going on with work. I'm drained by the time I get home, and I really want to make sure we're putting out product, which is what we're happy with. So we're going to be, I got everything transferred over to the computer. I'm just basically editing at this point. So we're probably looking at next week, which is going to be Thanksgiving. So we're looking at next week when we'll release the next one, just so we're not feeling so rushed and pressured on it. So that's kind of the next thing that we have going on. Jim.
His name is Rob. Rob.
Rob.
By the way, we're friends. I don't know why he keeps calling me Jim.
Rob, what do you have going on with your channel?
Yeah, I just went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time Saturday. I was so excited. I did a quick little live stream with my friends. Donna was there, Richard Arjons was there, Nick from Magical News Live was there, and Samantha.
Oh, that was awesome.
They were all there. It was so much fun. So I did a quick little live stream, but I filmed more footage. I think I'm going to show it tomorrow. I'm going to try to show it tomorrow night. I have a thing Friday. I can't stream Friday, so I'm not going to be streaming Friday. But normally Fridays, 4:30, I have a show called Pub Talk. These guys have been on it a bunch of times. I have a show called Frankie Friday with my nephew, Frankie, and I do a Robfuz hangout. One of those three shows, usually about 4 o'clock, 4:30 sometimes with Frankie. So my channel is Robfuz. I do a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of entertainment, a lot of movie stuff. I have a lot of just a lot of hangouts with my friends. D&G Explorers are on there a lot. So so check out my channel. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
And you also have the best voice on YouTube.
I don't think so, but thank you.
Yeah.
Do really good things.
Is that name again?
Yeah, but this was Rob, and the other one is Jim from More Sunshine Please. That's probably why you're getting them mixed up.
I don't know.
Their voice or something. I don't know why you would get it mixed up.
The best voice on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Well, I don't know if we anything else, Greg, that you want to add. Anything?
No, I think we're good.
Hard to believe Thanksgiving next week.
We'll have our Thanksgiving special show next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. So,
yep. My mom will be over here helping me prepare for the family coming over, so it should be fun.
Very nice.
We might have a few dilly-dillies, so we'll see.
Dilly-dilly, everyone.
No, not on the show.
Jim says,
call
me Rob. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great insight of what a chartered cruise, especially with a band like Bon Jovi, looks like.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi.
And I have a bunch of videos too on my channel if you guys want to see the vlogs I did too. So I did a live stream leaving port too in Miami. Yep. So that was fun too. So.
That was fun. Yeah, and Rob, as always, thank you so much for your support of us, your friendship, and everything that you've done to help us along the way. So you've always been there whenever we needed anything. So thank you. And Derick is called a radio voice. That's what Greg's mom said. I would agree with that. Yes, a radio voice. But thank you, Explorers, for joining us. Until next time. As Rob, how do you end your show? Do you have any special saying?
I just say we did it. I started off with let's do this. I'm going to say we did it. That's it. I had to do something because you guys have something cool. So,
all right. As we like to end our shows, as Walt Disney said,
we are just getting started.
Have a great night, Explorers.
And you didn't even say it
because you said.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Just getting started.
There you go.
My name is Rob.
Oh, there's the.
Oh my God.